And just feel into the space of your own being. And we'll simply breathe together while everyone settles in. Ah, Mana, hello, my love.
Hi, darling. So good to see you.
So good to see you. Such a rare moment where there's nothing you need to do. Yes. Just be here is enough. It's everything. And as we breathe together, we feel all the resonance of all the souls who are called in by this stream of love.
Sabina, love, you've muted yourself.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll watch my little palm there. Animals and human animals from all over the universe are here with us, breath by breath. Form and formless, all gathering here in light. We have to take a moment to honor the miracle of such convergence. The convergence within each of our individual selves, and then the convergence of our individuality into one heart. So we breathe that in, that gloriousness in together. And simply breathing here, looking around at all who are joining us, all these luminous beings that we can see, and those that we can see by feeling into their presence. Another way of seeing and feeling is made known. So let's call in all of these animal beings, but before we do, I just want to welcome you all with the fullest, deepest honoring for being here. And please do welcome yourself and honor that you are indeed here and now gathering in this very magnified field of light. And as you welcome yourself, you're welcoming one another, because there's no difference. So we begin with a deep welcome of ourself, a glimpse of the truest self-seeing that the animals allow us to easily fall into. In one breath of this self-seeing overflows so that we can see one another clearly, without distortion. And here we are. Let's call in these animal beings, and you can choose to do so silently. Say their names out loud. You can unmute yourself or not. Just thinking them and feeling them into the space invokes them. Omar, Travis, Teddy, Khalil, Yoshi, Taz, Galen, Kuvi, William, Shadow, Whimsy. Inviting in all the feline, wise ones. The canine collective of unconditional love. Gisela, Isabella, Ingrid, Tex, Lulu, Frankie, Lily. We invite in all the winged ones, the birds of great wingspan to the tiniest hummingbirds. We invite in all the oceanic beings from the vastest form of whale to the smallest form of plankton, and all those in between. We invite in the rainforest dwellers, the forest beings, the wild safari kingdom, the insects, reptiles, the marsupials, koala, wombat, kangaroo. We invite in all the animal beings to flood in on the rays of our invitation and intention. Just allow our intention to be placed in the center of this sacred quantum field of light as an offering, like a flower. We place our intention in the center of centers, into a bouquet of intention that can ripple out like a perfume. And we send this out into the whole. so grateful for all these animal beings. Just feel them ever present here and now. As we begin to explore a topic which they seem to direct right into the flow here of our gathering, which is the language of light. And so we can explore what this language of light feels like and is. And we can awaken it by our attention, our focal point being this language of light and our desire to know it fully. So our first message today on the language of light is from sperm whale. Sperm whale, you can just invite in fully, feeling this vast presence. It says, feel with me now a deep dive into the underwater exploration of the language of light. The language of light is not an exchange of conceptual information or beliefs. These waters are free from such pollution. The language of light is simply and potent an exchange of light upon light. All of nature speaks in the language of light. Human beings can too. This language of light is spoken through you all the time, but by the very molecules of light that you are, this language of light is spoken through you all the time, by the very molecules of light that you are, creating an echo chamber worlds of light upon light. When you get out of the way, when you become translucent and allow the dance of the molecules of light to dance through you, this language of light presents into your awareness. This is all you need to do to remember your native language. Simply move out of the way of light's dance. So we breathe in the vibrations of sperm whale's transmission as it echoes through the cosmos, through the human collective, through our own heart. Feel with me now a deep dive into the underwater exploration of the language of light. The language of light is not an exchange of conceptual information or beliefs. These waters are free from such pollution. The language of light is simply and potently an exchange of light upon light. All of nature speaks in the language of light. Human beings can too. This language of light is spoken through you all the time by the very molecules of light that you are, creating echo chamber worlds of light upon light. When you get out of the way, become translucent and allow the dance of the molecules of light to dance through you. This language of light presents into your awareness. This is all you need to do to remember your native language. Simply move out of the way of light's dance. And we thank sperm whale as we ripple the vibrations out of this light. So just for a moment before we hear another transmission, let's close our eyes and dive underwater into an ocean of light and feel this unpolluted body of light as our own body, as the boundaries of our own self become permeable, as we become translucent, as there's no separation between the water of light that we dive in and the diver. All become one field. And feel the ripples moving the diver as a dance of light. And feel the ripples move through the diver as a dance of light. And just bathe in these waters of light. And allow a nourishment to circulate through you, as you, breath by breath. As we hear a message from a cat named Galen, who says that when you infuse the atmosphere through the power of your words, it is alchemical beyond comprehension. When you infuse the atmosphere through the power of your words, it is alchemical beyond your comprehension. Many humans still speak to one another through the exchange of the words of a dying language. A language of solidified concepts and emotionally charged ideas embalmed in their individual identity. Identity is not solid, nor are ideas. Even the most convincing concepts embalmed in identity are not solid. And when this illusion is fully seen through and fully realized on every level, then verbal communication becomes an exchange of light. In this language of light, we simply our light speaking and listening to light. So this is a transmission from a very miraculous cat being who has experienced many miracles. One is the regeneration of cells from the brink of the form dying to being revived and renewed. And Galen says, what you infuse the atmosphere with through the power of your words is alchemical beyond your comprehension. Many humans still speak to one another through the exchange of the words of a dying language, a language of solidified concepts and emotionally charged ideas embalmed in their individual identity. Identity is not solid, nor are ideas. Even the most convincing concepts embalmed in identity are not solid. When this illusion is fully seen through and fully realized on every level, then verbal communication becomes an exchange of light. In this language of light, we simply are light, speaking and listening to light. Gently breathing in this amplified light of seeing through the illusion of the solidity of ideas and concepts, of penetrating through the illusion of the solidity of identity. And even through the complex structures of ideas that are wrapped in identity, seeing through those, penetrating those structures and seeing how malleable and non-solid they are. And entering into an echo chamber of light that is simple. Simply is light speaking to and listening to itself, its very self. And feel the incomprehensible but fully palpable alchemy of such communication, such words that are emitted out into the atmosphere. And one breath we breathe together of feeling this rippling out to the whole. So we continue to breathe light together and breathe in a transmission from this glorious being of light who stands behind me, disguised as Travis, disguised as a magnificent horse being. Just breathing together with Travis, who says, truly, the language of light cannot be grasped or held on to. The language of light calls out to be sacredly detected as it dances through the atmosphere. The language of light calls out to be secretly detected by light seeing light, and simultaneously calls out to be secretly let go of. If there's any doing involved, it is the sacred witnessing of this light and the allowing of this language of light its fullest scope, allowing the language of light its fullest scope of traversing the cosmos. And often all we can do in response is to bow. Truly, the language of light cannot be grasped at or held on to. The language of light calls out to be sacredly detected as it dances through the atmosphere. The language of light calls out to be secretly detected by light seeing light, and simultaneously calls out to be secretly let go of. If there is any doing involved, it is only the sacred witnessing and the allowing of the language of light, its fullest scope of traversing the cosmos. And often, all we can do in response is to bow. We bow in response to such a transmission of light. From Travis. Where the only doing is the allowing and the witnessing. Allowing the language of light, its fullest scope. By witnessing, detecting it, and letting it go. And our last transmission for today, as we dive deeply and become more and more reacquainted with this language of light, this living language of light, is from Owl. Owl says the language of light is re-emerging in the human collective. Who, who, who? Who is the speaker? Who is the listener? Who, who, who? Light speaks freely when set free from the cage of me. Light speaks freely when set free from the cage of me. From Owl, the language of light is re-emerging in the human collective. Who, who, who? Who is the speaker? Who is the listener? Who, who, who? Light speaks freely when set free from the cage of me. So we breathe together these transmissions of reawakening this language of light, our native language, nature's language. And for a moment, let's join together in a powerful visualization of imagining life on planet Earth as a sea and ocean of light. And as each being dives into this ocean of light, they're bathed in the remembrance of their own light. And as each being flows in this body of light, they simply allow light to speak and to listen through all forms of communication. Suddenly, the tone of their voice, each word, becomes a palpable ripple of light. And the exchange is light upon light. With a collective witnessing and a secret detecting of this communication of light. It's as if the very molecules of light within us, all in this one ocean of light of planet Earth, becomes heightened and attuned to light. And we allow this vision to be fully realized within and without. Oh. And we gently bow reverently in response to light seeing itself. As Travis says, sometimes that's all we can do in response, is hang our heads lower to the earth. And we will gently begin a breath by breath transition now from this deep diving inward, and begin to allow this depth to emerge as we involve all of our senses again. Wiggling fingers and toes, feeling the air on your skin, hearing any sounds coming through the atmosphere, opening your eyes when you feel ready to, and looking at light seeing itself. Just breathe gently as these transmissions dance through you, trusting that they are allowing what needs to arise, and what needs to fall away can fall away. And thank you so much for such a courageous dive into perhaps what feels familiar or perhaps not familiar. It's a courageous dive. And if you'd like to reflect on anything that was shared today, or an inspiration that came, or anything that wants to flow through you, just allow this exchange of light to take shape out of your own voice and out of words that you allow. If you feel to, just unmute yourself and feel free. This is our sacred soul dialogue. Silence is also welcome, honored, and heard and felt as a gift.
I want to see each of the flowers. The pure spring flowers are here.
Oh, show us.
Each each of you is one of them. I'm looking at each of you right now. And all we have now in this woodland are the ephemerals. And oh, there are the golden ones, and there are the blue ones, and there are the white ones. And each of you, look at your faces centered in a flower. Oh, it's glorious.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for being here. And I have a wild one that is not normally producing anything right now, but it lives so close to me and my little watering spigot that it's covered with little white flowers today, just today. The wild blueberries.
Wow.
And normally they're not doing that now, and they don't produce that well, but these will because they've been near my water.
Wow. The
So,
miracles.
yes, it is just to be here. Thank you so much for all of your fragrances this bouquet is offering.
Bless you. Bless your heart. Bless your perspective of such light.
Hi, it's dancing. My heart is dancing. Mwah.
Yes, I can feel it. We all feel it.
Oh, okay. I'm finding my way.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
I love you one more time.
We love you, Willow.
You are all translucent right now. Do you see?
Yeah, there is.
How translucent everyone is.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah, there really is. You're right.
And the embalming is going. I love that image. I have an embalmed shoulder because it was injured in my big moving stuff around. And I'm going to unembalm it because it will tell me when I don't need it anymore, I won't have it. 'Cause that always happens with these injury things. But I am going to unembalm it, remembering this ocean of light that we've just moved through, and asking that it remind me my process of light body affecting physical body. Yes.
Yes. Yes. And which shoulder is it?
It's my right shoulder.
So maybe we can all just gaze upon that shoulder.
Oh, do that.
With light, so that we can penetrate through our gaze.
Oh, that is what we're here for, isn't it? Yes. I am receiving this.
Yes, just gazing and seeing how not solid that point in that space.
Not solid. The embalming, I'm just unwrapping it in my mind now.
Yes. Yes, just allowing it to be penetrated and seen by eyes of light and translucence.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for your glorious receiving.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for yours. I'm sending you all this healing.
Yes, we feel it.
Oh, it is glorious.
One flow.
Oh, it went deep in the ground.
Yeah. Yes.
And deep in the ground, my favorite body worker goes through the soles of her feet, so deep into the ground, she's among the black little particles of soil. And from there, she finds herself in the blackness of space.
Ah.
And the black light is the most true because it can't be divided into colors.
Mm.
It is where all this comes from and goes to.
Mm.
And this embalmed thought just went there.
Perfect.
Ah,
Yes.
may it all be circulated through all of our auras and our bodies and our alchemical words.
Yes.
Oh, blessed be.
Blessed be.
Happy Beltane.
Happy Beltane, my love.
Seriously, you guys, it's gone. It's gone.
Of course it is.
So the next one come and we will do our sending to you. I'm going to find my button. Thank you, all flowers. All my flowers.
Oh,
I don't find the button.
that's okay. You'll find it. No worries.
I will.
Hi, Sabina.
Hello, Anne.
Hi. It was so nice to hear from Willow. I just
Yeah.
love her. Oh, precious lady.
Oh,
Love what the animals shared. I'm new to this, but it rings so, so true and perfect to my heart about the language of light. Boy, I'm just looking at myself right now. But I'm going to keep on talking. Thank you so much, Sperm Whale and Galen and Owl. Was it Travis? I think Travis.
Yeah.
Helping me to begin to comprehend what the language of light feels like. And it just feels so right, and everything else feels so heavy. So just thank you, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sabina, and the Herd of Light, and all the animals, and all. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you for amplifying this language of light by your presence, Anne. And all here. So amplified. It's overwhelming in a way, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yes,
So
in the most beautiful way. This is a language I feel that is so known to us each of us here and to so many. And that is so thrilling to reacquaint with this language, this living language in this way together here is really beyond words. So yes, what else could we say but thank you? I feel that this language of light is, we have such precious opportunities to practice it.
yes.
You know, and this is what we are doing together each time we come together in this way. We're strengthening our vocabulary.
Oh, thank you. Oh, look at you. I haven't found my button, but I don't care.
It's okay.
It went away. Something took it away, but these things happen.
Oh, these things happen. I'll find your button
Thank you.
there, just for sound quality, and otherwise it really doesn't matter. Who else would like to share? Is there anything on your heart? Please feel free.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, love.
Hello.
Hello, Miriam.
I just want to say thank you, really. I can't really put words to the experience I had. I felt like I was very far away, very deep, like in this ocean. And there was something happening, some sort of connection happening. And but still, I can't really put the words to that. But it was a very beautiful connection of light and energy happening. And yeah, so that was very special.
Yes.
And thank you so much for this gathering.
Oh, Miriam, thank you so much for even attempting to try to put it into words. And let me just assure you that what you said really transmitted the experience. Thank you for that gift.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Miriam, it is really out of the talk that you and I had, you know, when you offered the gift of being interviewed and to share words with you. It was really from that talk that so much opened in allowing these messages to come through, these transmissions to be shared. It's a co-created field, and I thank you so deeply.
That was very special, and that was beautiful, and still is. So
Yes,
it's still
Liz.
it's still up there to be listened to, and yeah, I just felt it was very excuse me, very special, that connection that was happening while we're talking.
Yes.
So
Yes. In your presence, that's very easy.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I did prepare my energy system for the heights of light, to have the roof blown off by your presence here with us all. It's a very powerful field of light that we all create, and knowing that you were coming, I did have to prepare, with a special welcome mat.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. And it is hard to put into words, but we try our best. Sometimes all we can do is bow. Would anyone else like to share? Please feel free. I know that we will have more to share over time, and we'll continue to dive in our own ways into this exploration, into this freedom that the animals are handing us. As they speak directly to us. Holly, hello.
Hi. This is having to do with bowing, and just wanted to share an experience that I had, but it's with the trees. And I understand what you're saying, Miriam, about having to put these feelings into words. For me, it's difficult at times, because it's like a wave of energy that comes over me, the emotions. It's like it hits me right away, and verbalizing that is often difficult. But as I was walking in nature, and there's a row of trees along a trail, and it's like you're entering this energy field, and that's how I feel in this group too. It's such a high vibration. I can just feel it spinning, it's spiraling. And today was very high, more than usual, I feel. But walking into this field of the energy of the trees, it's like all you can do is bow. It's like I'm walking into their light, and I want to honor their light. And I feel like it's like this vision of them all bowing down to me and I to them. And it's just a sacred journey doing that. So I just wanted to share that experience with you.
Thank you, Holly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, bowing to a tree being and feeling the communication of that bow, of that gesture, feeling the aliveness of that communication back and forth. And thank you for honoring, saying that coming into this space feels similarly is no small honoring. Khalil thanks you. So let's sit for a moment in silent reverie. And we'll have our official close simply by bowing to one another, to the animals, all as one field of light. Thank you, beloveds, for gathering today. This is our official close But I will go to each horse being here in the herd and commune for a little while, and you can feel free to stay or be here in spirit and go. But love to you endlessly and gratefully.